So hello everyone, welcome to the fourth edition of the DIAMAS conversation series. We are presenting, this is the series, usually it's for librarians, but now it's like more general. And basically we are presenting the results of the projects. And now we will not present only the results, but also some use cases. Uh, First of all, we will have three presentations, and during the presentations, you can use the Q&A option. You can also, if it's more convenient for you, you can also use chat for any comments or for any questions. And we will try to answer those after the presentations. And after the presentations, you can also raise your hand, and then we will we will allow you to share your thoughts. Today's session is dedicated to the Diamond Open Access Standard. This is a major output of the DIAMAS project, and we had a presentation about it during this conversation series. And basically, today we will talk about the early adopters and early use cases of Diamond Open Access Standard. Diamond Open Access Standard is a document that defines the framework for a more equitable assessment, self-assessment of publishing activities in the Diamond Open Access. And the original document is intended for what we call IPSPs. These are publishers and their service providers, so the Diamond Open Access publishers and their service providers. And the document on the left is the detailed document. It's a project deliverable, and it includes a methodology that explains how we developed those seven core components and the criteria within those components, etc. This was quite extensive, so we created a more user-friendly version, a brochure. And this is the document in the middle. It's shorter. It doesn't have the methodology part, but it has a reference to the main document, and you can always explore the methodology there. And the criteria we have in the Diamond Open Access Standard, we have mandatory, and we also have desired criteria, required and desired. And in this brochure, they are grouped differently. So in the main document, they are listed according to the topics, and in this document they are grouped according to core components, but those required and desired components are grouped together. So we believe that it would be make it easier to use for potential users. Also during the promotion and also while developing the DOAS, we realized that our main audience is our journal editors. And for them, this extensive document is difficult to handle because the first two sections about funding and legal ownership, mission, and governance are something that actually needs the intervention of institutions, and journal editors, they usually don't know these answers, so they would be discouraged to use the tool if they were just journal editors. And we developed a more user-friendly version for them, and this is the Diamond Open Access Standard guide for journals. So this is a new document. It was published some 10 days ago. So this is the first time that we are actually publicly promoting it in a webinar. And we will share the presentations though, so that you can have all the links and access those documents. Apart from those documents, we have a self-assessment tool. It's a web application. It's free to use. And you will here today, you will see the examples of the early adoption of these tools in an institutional and national context. So anybody can go there and register. And it's also intended for publishers. So you have 7 sets of questions that you respond to, and then you get a kind of results of a self-assessment. So it's also available to anyone, and it's been around for some time. And also, you can have access to the previous, if you want to learn more about the DOAS. This is the recording of the webinar when we presented it in greater detail. So today we will be presenting early adopters. As this is a major result for us, we would like to see the project will end at the end of August, and before that we would like to see some early results to see how people are using the tools that we've created, and especially DOAS. And today we will have three presenters who will talk about their specific use cases in different contexts. Some are in the institutional context, some are in the national context. The first presenter is Andrea Collivignarelli from the University of Milan, and he will talk about the application of the self-assessment tool to improve the editorial workflows at our institution. Then we will have a presentation by Tatjana Timotijević, who is the head of the Serbian National Library Consortium, which is also supporting Diamond Open Access journals a lot. And in Serbia, there is a national, it's been just established, a National Diamond Open Access Capacity Center, and DOAS is integrated into this initiative, and it's been translated, and it's available on our website already. Then we will have a presentation by Juliana Costa Pitanguy from the Netherlands, from the Diamond Open Access Expertise Center. And she will be talking about the use of DOAS at that center where she is working. That's all from me, and over to you, Andrea.
Okay, thank you, Melissa. I'll start with a presentation of our publishing house based in the University of Milan. Riviste Unimi is our platform of journals, and was born in 2008 as an online platform with only 2 journals. Over the years, Milano University Press became a real publishing house with 2 sections, one for the journals and based on open journal system, and with another section regarding books built on OMP, the equivalent of OJS for books. Over the years, the number of journals hosted by Milano University Press grew from 2 to 67 at the end of 2024, of which 55 are active journals. Other maybe are closed or only archive of a journal. They are of various scientific fields and several universities, not only journals from University of Milan, but also from Cyprus or even University of Peking. And yeah, over this period, not only grew the number of our journals, the number of downloads, but also the development of open access requirements and the standards of open science. New best practices and new requirements for a modern environment have been established as new standards. And for example, well, archives, new licenses, identifiers like ROR, ORCID, the DOAJ guidelines, and so on till the DOAS. Having so many journals that joined our platform over the years left us with some journals following some earlier rules, and the newest that joined our platform more recently with more more a deeper use of standards, more recent, and so it's a bit difficult to harmonize everyone with the same standard. We required them to follow at least the DOAJ criteria. While the other standards are more a recommendation. So here we have the standards we require from the DOAJ. So the publishing history, the open license, an open access statement, to don't have advertisement, and the other information regarding open access, accessible and clear. And while in the meantime, we have constantly informed our editorial boards, our 60 editorial boards, about the open science developments, while leaving them free to adopt them, offering support and solutions for their implementation. Now, in November 2024, we submitted to the DOAS self-assessment tool, answering by our side for the entirety of our journals. And we had these results. We were lacking in particular for the EDIB requirements. And so we made a reflection on our standard. After that, well, as I said, these were an average between all our journals and their compliance to the open science standards. And we shared these results with our journals, with our boards, encouraging them to submit everyone to the DOAS self-assessment tool and share their results with us. After that, we analyzed all the aggregated results, and we identified our weaknesses, in particular the EDIB requirements, as I said, but every journal had much or less compliance with some components of the standard. We choose. We have chosen to select some of the many DOAS components, especially the required ones, to have a debate with our editorial boards and define which of them could be implemented in our journals, which were more which were easier to implement in a journal, and how. For example, if for some of them they could just update their ethical code because there were practices they were following. For other for other requirements of the DOAS, they needed an update from the platform side, and we invited them to a meeting with all the boards, presenting them in a question and answer format the selected criteria in order to discuss them and choose a solution or a way to address them and implement in in our journals. Well, as I said previously with Milica, there was just an issue in the DOAS self-assessment tool that is it's more built for a publisher that has maybe a stricter control on its journals, because some questions are more for an editorial board, maybe other more for the publisher, the relationship between the governance and the publisher, or the budgeting, and maybe our boards, when they compiled the DOAS self-assessment tool, were a bit confused on how to answer. Well, after this meeting, we addressed several previously unmet requirements by implementing some measures, as I said. For example, the use of inclusive and non-discriminatory language across all shared sections of our website. So during the submission, the part of the workflow, or the common sections like info about the journal, or other sections, using a protocol that is at the university level with an inclusive language. Or we set up a plugin to track funding sources via the Crossref Open Fund Registry, or to implement it on OJS, and other way to answer to these requirements. Now, just 2 weeks ago, I think, we made the DOAS self-assessment tool again, another time, to track our change, to track our improvement in the criteria we assessed. And well, we made an improvement in the EDIB part, in the EDIB section, and some of the other results are well, for example, the Open Science one is a bit less now than the previous one, because we maybe comprehended well better the complexity of those questions. So not only have an open access status, but have more identifiers, etc. Well, the next challenge is, well, when we had the meeting with our journals, our discussion was, okay, this is a Diamond Open Access standard, a new one, maybe a point to establish a new environment, comprehensive, but these are our recommendation. The DOAJ requirements are the ones we think as mandatory. Now we are trying to select some of these criteria from the DOAS and make them the required one on all our journals. Maybe not everyone, because there are some differences between, for example, the science, the biology, the other kind of sciences journals, and the human and social sciences journals. So for some of these journals, there are different difficulties. We are tracking which of our journals have implemented the DOAS requirements we selected, and we are doing it in many ways. So monitor the implementation of the criteria, continue to provide information on open science best practices and their role for a robust research, and so select, as I said, several requirements from DOAS that we consider essential. I don't know if I was a bit fast or not. We are lacking something, maybe, not from the DOAS necessarily, but benefits. As I said, it's 55 active journals, but in order to effectively engage them in the implementation of this criteria in following a Diamond Open Access standard, we need something more than an ethical request, and we need maybe some motivation to have them comply with the DOAS. I don't know what, maybe next futures from the Diamond Capacity Hub could be a way to move them. Here we are.
Thank you very much. This was really interesting. I remind everyone to use Q&A. To ask questions, you can also use chat. And for the sake of time, we will proceed with presentations and we will hopefully have an interesting discussion. I already have some questions. Tatjana, over to you.
Okay, thank you. You can see my presentation? Is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. Hello to everyone. My name is Tatjana Timotijević, and I'm the head of Department of Scientific Information in National Library of Serbia, and also country coordinator of Serbian Library Consortium for Coordinated Acquisition, which is called KoBSON. On my today's presentation, I will bring up a brief overview of KoBSON support to a publishing in Serbia, about collaboration and support to the journals, publishers, and editorials, and KoBSON's engagement with the DIAMAS project. For the start, maybe it's the best to get back in 2004 when the National Library of Serbia established digital repository of National Library. In 2005, we established the DOAS Serbia repository, and in 2010, DOAS Serbia established collaboration with DOJ. Digital Repository of Serbia, of National Library of Serbia. On this slide, you can see the homepage of that website, and it has been established as a service of the ministry responsible for science for depositing electronic copies of Serbian scientific journals. It is established in purpose of the project of journal categorization conducted by the ministry. This is not the regular repository. It is only an evidence of deposited material. What is a little bit strange and maybe unexpected is that over 1,000 journals deposits its material and consider them as a scientific journals. But from that number, only a little bit more than 400 journals are recognized and categorized as scientific journals from our ministry. DOAS Serbia is also implemented in our library, and that's an open access repository of Serbian scientific journals. This year, we will celebrate 20th anniversary, and this repository has been established by financial supported from AFL, and later by the Serbian Ministry responsible for science. In this repository, we index and have 66 journals. Currently, we have 56 active journals, and the full text coverage is from 2002 to current year. Why National Library of Serbia? Well, In the world and in the majority of countries, we have big and professional publishers of scientific information, which assign DOI for their journals, maintain a system, and finance DOI. In Serbia, a situation is quite different because we didn't have professional publisher of scientific information and editorial boards and publishers of scientific journals mainly comes from associations, institutes and faculties. The Ministry of Science in Serbia chooses journals and finances DOI, and National Library of Serbia assigns DOI and maintains a system. In order to everything function as well and to regulate rights and obligations, we must sign some kind of contracts. For the first, Ministry of Science signed the contract with National Library of Serbia, and then National Library of Serbia signs the contract with chosen journals and publishers and their editorial boards. So on this slide, you can see, let's say, some of obligations of National Library of Serbia. We conduct the DOI system. We, for the start, implemented an in-house platform for hosting selected journals. We create and maintain a digital archive, assign DOI numbers, forms metadata, uploads XML files to Crossref. We also have online first articles, retractions, and dealing with corrections. We collaborate with publishers, provide permanent access, track the number of access, and we constantly improving our system. What is on publishers and what is one of the, let's say, main obligation and the rule for them is that supported journals must adopt open access. During the years, we had several new platforms established. For example, Cindex, established from Center for Evaluation in Education and Science. After that, University of Belgrade, Faculty of Philology, University Library of Kragujevac, a few other providers, mainly from scientific institutes and also individual journals. And now, if we look at that time span from 2005 to until 2025, we will notice huge and significant increase of journals that are equipped and assigned with DOI numbers. In 2024, Serbia had more than 300 journals assigned DOIs to their articles. Journals subsidized by the government are required or recommended to assign DOIs to their articles. So we consider that this achievement in 20 years is quite significant. Also, what is very important and very, let's say, on which we are very proud is that we constantly try to improve the visibility of our content indexed in DOI Serbia, and that's why we included DOI Serbia repository in the various other repositories and open access archives, such as Open Door, the European Library, Open Data Portal of Republic of Serbia, and DOJ. In DOJ, we have 33 journals from DOI Serbia repository, which are indexed in DOJ, and we are handling communication and metadata delivery. We started with applications in 2010, And in 2015, we faced with re-evaluation process, which had a new, more strict evaluation criteria, which were related to the journal's website, instructions to the authors, publishing policies, CC licenses, etc. And we noticed some disadvantages and some flaws in our journal policies and practices. And again, EIFL supported open access publishing in Serbia through the project Revisiting Open Access Journal Policies and Practices in Serbia, which had a major impact on improvement of Serbian journals and scientific publishing. This project was conducted during the 2016-2017. It was a 9-month project, and it was implemented by KoBSON, by Serbian Consortia, and leading by EIFL OA Program Country Coordinator Milica Šerkušić. The main purpose of the project was to offer a solution to the problem of defining editorial policies, which we identified during the reapplication process in DOAS, also to raise the awareness of open access and to help improve editorial and publishing procedures through the educations. How we conducted the project? Well, for the start, we conducted the survey, which covered more than 230 open access journals and provided to them trainings and workshops, help desk consultations, website with resources for editors and publishers, also journal policy templates in Serbian and English, and we provided them support to apply or reapply for indexing in DOAS. On this slide, you can see the web page of the digital repository of National Library of Serbia, where we established one, let's say, menu called Corner for Editors, and posted lots of online resources on this menu and this page. And on this particular page, you can see the instructions for journals and for editorials, how to apply for indexing in DOAS. And also, if we see the numbers, we will see they will show us that in 2010 we had 33 journals indexed in DOAS, but 15 years later today we had more than 200 journals indexed in DOAS, which is a very comprehensive, nice improvement. During the project, our goals became our achievements. We managed to define and develop a journal publishing policies. We improved journal websites and setting up open journal systems, improved peer review and editorial process, improved awareness of the DOAS and provided support for applying for indexing. The policy templates that we have been made continuously updated, and created resources are still used. KoBSON continued to respond to the request for support and training from open access journals and editors, and we established excellent networking between journal editors, KoBSON, and EIFL. Nowadays, we have new, let's say, initiatives, activities, and new synergies. KoBSON is engaged with the DIAMAS project from its, let's say, early beginnings. We promoted it, supported it, and participate. For example, we took a part in various activities. For example, we took a part in institutional open access publishing survey, in promotion of standard for institutional scientific publishing in open access. We also participated and support various webinars, DIAMAS conversation series, and our, let's say, latest achievement is acceptance of our poster to the final DIAMAS conference, The Future of Diamond Open Access Publishing in Europe and Beyond, which will be held in June this year. In December or in 2024, the ministry responsible for science in Serbia adopted National Open Science Platform 2.0, and the ministry primarily supports Diamond Open Access and recommends that when selecting a publication venue, priority be given to open access journals, monographs, and proceedings that do not charge any publication fee. Also, the ministry stipulates that publishers of scholarly journals subsidized from the public budget of the Republic of Serbia shall align their publishing policies and practices with the principles of Diamond Open Access, which means that they must charge neither subscription fees to access the content nor fees to publish in open access. Also, the content must be published under Creative Commons license and preferably a CC BY. Lately, we established the National Diamond Open Access Capacity Center in Serbia, and the initiative is led by KoBSON with support from EIFL. It builds upon the previous work done by KoBSON, and it involves collaboration with both formal and informal institutional and publishing support centers across the country. Also, the support of the ministry responsible for science is expected, and the main goals of the initiative and establishment of National Capacity Center is to consolidate existing capacities, to provide coordinated and continuous support for publishers, to improve professional standards, visibility, sustainability of open access scholarly journals, and strengthen national and international collaboration. Also, special focus will be placed on connecting this with similar centers abroad and networking with European Diamond Capacity Hub. The information about establishing this center has been posted on the National Portal for Open Science. This is how that page looks like. And also, the DOAS brochure and DOAS guide for journals have been translated and published also on the same portal of the National Open Science Portal, in order to make it easier for local publishers and for editors to understand and to adopt best practices. We all know that defining a good editorial policies is quite a challenge for most non-commercial publishers. And to address this, KoBSON, within the project Revisiting Open Access Journal Policies and Practices in Serbia, developed a ready-made policy templates as a structured framework to open access journals, which they can easily adapt. Templates are available in Serbian and English for both for Diamond Open Access journals and for those who are charging APCs. And after the project ended, EIFL continued to update the templates to align them with new standards and best practices. The template for Diamond Open Access journals is now aligned with DOAS, and by adopting and updating policies, journals will also adopt DOAS. On this slide, you can see the list of journal policies and statements about authorship, conflict of interests, and licenses. And you can see that they are divided for the journals in Diamond Open Access and the journals who charge APC fee. All those materials and templates, as I said, are already posted and continuously updated, and they are posted in both platforms, in Digital Repository of National Library of Serbia and also at the National Open Science platform. How we plan to connect DOAS and the community? We will try to engage Serbian universities and other organizations managing institutional open access journal publishing platforms around DOAS. For example, we will try to analyze their practices against DOAS requirements, to identify gaps, to plan improvements. We will also try to identify areas where additional implementation guidelines are needed, to engage the community in adjusting and creating resources to support the implementation of DOAS, and to advocate for the integration of DOAS elements into the national framework for funding and evaluating journals. Our plans for the future, we plan to strengthen our collaboration among publishers at the national level. Also, we plan to organize webinars and in-person workshops to create online resources for Diamond Open Access publishers, promote resources created by DIAMAS and similar projects among local editors and publishers, coordinating translation and adaptation of useful resources, and engaging with the European Diamond Capacity Hub. Will we succeed? We believe that we will, because we have a huge support and help from EIFL. We have excellent open access coordinator, our colleague Milica Šefkušić. We also have very strong librarian community, which is highly dedicated to open access promotion. And we also have excellent network of publishers and editorials that are very supportive among each other, and that considers KoBSON and EIFL as a trusted parties. So we will see in the future and see what happened. Thank you for your attention. I hope that my presentation was interesting for you.
Thank you, Tatjana. So now we still have another presentation. So I would invite Juliana to present the Dutch initiative. Over to you, and then we will have some questions later.
Hi, let me share my slides. Let me see. Give me a minute. Let me see. Oh, this is not the screen. Can you see it? Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's not in the presentation mode though.
No, it's in the presentation mode.
Okay, perfect.
Yes. Okay. So, hello everyone. My presentation today is about the DIAMAS self-assessment and the Dutch IPSPs, the Institutional Publishing Service Providers. I'm Juliana Costa Pitanguy. I'm a member of the Dutch Diamond Open Access Expertise Center, and I'm also a Publishing Operations Officer at the Delft University of Technology in the Netherlands. So, So we'll present today what part of what we're doing at the Diamond Expertise Center. To start, what is the Dutch Diamond Expertise Center? Well, our mission is to support the professionalization of Diamond Open Access by serving as a central knowledge hub, connecting resources and communities focused on Diamond Open Access in the Netherlands, to have those materials ready for everybody to use and share and adapt for Diamond to improve what we have for Diamond Open Access in the Netherlands. And our team, our project lead is Maria Constantine, and we have also other colleagues, Brett Lameris, Femke Howarda, and myself, Juliana. And each of us have different focus groups. So Maria is focused on the librarian side of the story. Brecht is on the researcher side. Femke is on the editors, and myself on the institutional publishers and service providers. And the plan for my part in the project, which is the institutional publishers and service providers, is to create a connection among Diamond Open Access publishers in the Netherlands to share expertise and best practices. So our plans right now is to map the IPSPs in the Netherlands and start discussions around the DOAS and the DIAMAS self-assessments. And with that, we will identify focus areas for the institutional publishing providers, and then we'll be able to provide support on focus areas that can come out of the surveys or of the assessments. So we could have meetings, workshops, reading material, any sort of expertise that we can provide. We will do that. And then I've been presenting on this topic to the Dutch publishers in different parties. I will show it to you. And I often start with saying why use the Diamond Open Access Standard. Well, I think it's a good way of benchmarking in open scholarly publishing, acting as a quality seal, ensuring quality and transparency of publishing process, and to protect research integrity and publishing standards. And the self-assessment tool, why I think could be helpful. It could help Diamond Open Access publishers and open access service providers to analyze the level of compliance with the DOAS standards and sustainability parameters. Publishers can evaluate strengths and weaknesses, and they can improve their level of compliance. It provides insight into the publisher's financial health and operational capacity, so aiding for more sustainable publishing operations and publishing the publishing entity. And so now a little bit about the situation in the Netherlands. What we have, the Dutch institutional publishing service providers. We have Netherlands University Presses. We'll explain to you a little bit what that is in a minute. There's a couple of university presses in an association, and we have a SciPost is a known publisher here for Diamond Open Access, and we also have some societies and that are also publishing quite a bit. But we are working on compiling an overview, which will be ready soon. I have to do this now in Q2. So we are busy with this, but this is basically what we have. But now the exact list we're still compiling. Like I said, for us it's very clear that what Diamond Open Access in the Netherlands looks like if we think about the Netherlands University Presses, because they already they are 6 university presses in the Netherlands that offer Diamond Open Access and 1 service provider. So we expect they are the main institutional publishing providers here, and these are the universities that offer such support, and there's 6 of them. Like I said, 1 service provider is openjournals.nl. They're all not for profit. All of them don't charge fees for authors or readers, and also main characteristics that they're based at the library, except for the service provider, but basically most of them are based at the library. They are all involved in national projects to improve their infrastructure, to provide a shared books catalog, to formalize their activities, and as an association to provide typesetting, to do this together and be stronger together. We also, the publication types vary per press. Out of these 6 presses, some have only books, some have books, textbooks, journals. It's a mix of the 3 publication types of books, textbooks, and journals. And they have various service provided and also varies per university press, copy editing, typesetting, graphic layout. It's not all of them offer the same service. It's very varied. And the infrastructure setup is also different. Some have their own publishing system and manage that publishing system. Some do not have a publishing system and have a third party that does that for them. But one thing that they have in common, that they usually have one main budget source from the institution. And then they also have some temporary projects that give them additional money, but that's just from the projects, and then that's used and spent. It's temporary. So how we want to use the Dutch the DIAMAS self-assessment. Well, right now we propose the NUPs to fill in the Dutch presses to fill in the self-assessment by June, and we'll record the answer and then share the reports and insights with us. They're shared with us, the Diamond Expertise Center, and the Diamond Expertise Center will present an overview in a meeting to the presses also in June. And we'll start discussions with focus groups we identified based on what they filled in. And then as of Q3, we'll reach the other groups, the societies, and any other Dutch IPSP. But we'll focus for now in the NUP, the Netherlands University presses, the 6 presses and 1 institutional providers. And how I'm thinking how we're going to do it is, I find this really useful from the DOAS is the components. So if we can see based on what we receive, what we see from their answers, that they may have problems with sustainability, we could see how we could help them improve those aspects. Maybe it could come out that ownership statements, I'm going to the next page, are not available. Then we could provide support on that. That's how I'm thinking will work out. And now I also have another slide on components, but there are more of them. I think this could be helpful if we think, we could help in intellectual property rights. We can provide more support on that and identify specific parts that they can improve upon. And that's how I think we're gonna do once we receive the results. So those are our plans, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your presentations. Yes, we don't have any questions in the Q&A, but I mean, if anybody has questions, you can raise your hand now. I have a couple of questions. First of all, it's very interesting that in all presentations we see that we are very much aware that editors need and publishers need assistance. So that's very important. For example, in the Italian example, advice was provided after the self-assessment, what specifically to do. In the Serbian example, we have already included those, what you in the Netherlands plan to do. We have already included the phrases in the template that actually help them meet. And you are also aware this is something that they cannot do. And I believe that this is quite crucial about about Diamond Open Access to publishers, because they need assistance. They don't have limited resources, and it's very good that we are all aware of it. My question would be about funding for these actions. I know Serbia that there is no funding at the moment, but do you need, or do you have, and have you already provided some funding for those actions that are related to DOAS, or those actions were integrated into something that you are already doing? This is the question for all the others, actually, to help all the others who are thinking about using DOAS, to know whether they can do something without funding or it's necessary to have it. So in whichever order you
For
wish.
us, that's quite an easy answer. The Diamond Open Access Expertise Center is founded by the UKB, which is that's a funding for national libraries across the Netherlands. So that's where the funding comes from for our project.
Yeah. Andrea?
Yeah, for us, no, it is integrated in the standard funding and activities of the university. It's just more work for us to just monitor the compliance. Yeah.
Hopefully it will save you time in the long term. And Tatjana,
Yeah.
it's the same. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah. Thank you. Jadranka, please go ahead.
Yes, National
Thank you.
Dutch Library. Thank you. I was looking for that translation. Sorry, I was looking at the name and I just didn't know.
Thank you, Milica. I have a short question for Tatjana. You mentioned that over 300 Serbian journals are applying DOI, and that's a really impressive number. So my question is DOI assigned to all published papers or just to certain type of papers or published materials? If you can tell us more about it.
In DOI journals applies, you are asking for DOI numbers.
Yes.
Assigning DOI numbers.
Yes, persistent identifiers.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. We do not assign to all types of articles. We are assigning them only for those which are recognized as citable ones. For example, we do not assign DOI numbers for book reviews or conference reviews, etc. But for all the others, yes. For editorials, for letter to editors, yes, and for all other document types.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
We also have an update from the Opera's French National Note. They have created a collaborative translation group within the French community to finish translating all the DIAMAS deliverables, guidelines, tool suite, DOAS, and the website menus. So that's a great initiative. I have a question for Andrea. That was very interesting for me, that you managed to improve, you said you managed to improve the EDIB component. And how did you do this? Have you used some DIAMAS resources or other resources?
No, we used our resources. We tried to identify which areas were easier to do it. We changed basically the language, of our policies, maybe, for example, officially stating in a transparent way that all the papers, for example, submitted are evaluated without making differences for ethnic, religious, or other differences. It's yes, this was how I could say, this was just in the paper, the journal, the board ways of act, but now it's transparent, it's official. So if there is a misconduct by the journal, for example, it could be the author could take action against it. This one was one way. We had an official policy at the university level for all the university about which language formulas use, and we implemented it in our journal. There are other criteria that we evaluated, but they are a bit more difficult in the EDIB. For example, just the research data sensitiveness. These regards it's the scientific papers, more the scientific ones, especially them, and it's a bit more complicated to address. Well, but it's in our plan to make it.
Yeah, EDIB is a persisting challenge, and we tried in DIAMAS to provide some resources, but this is something that is not like done,
Yeah.
you know, it's a process.
For example, another criteria is the possibility to have a translation of maybe all the paper in different language. This need to have to spend the resources on that.
Exactly.
So, and we would like to have it, but you need some action.
We generally recommend to publishers to try to align, to give priority to the required criteria, and then to consider those that are not mandatory. And basically, you will see that many of those can be resolved with simple statements. By adding a simple statement to the policy, a significant number of those requirements can be met by doing this. We have a question from Maxim about the graph that was shown in Andrea's presentation of the self-assessment. Yes, it is the feature. This diagram that was shown, the spider diagram, is actually included in the self-assessment tool. So when you perform the self-assessment tool, as a result, you will get some scales, and you will also get this spider diagram where you can see how you stand, how the different elements stand. So yes, you can try and you can use it, and when you complete the self-assessment, you will get the same diagram. Please, if you have any questions, I would also like to make a comment, because Andrea paid special attention to DOAJ, and Tatjana was also talking about DOAJ. So we had questions, and that was one of the reasons, one of the things that we addressed while developing DOAS for journals, is the relationship between DOAS requirements and DOAJ requirements. So DOAJ requirements were taken into consideration when developing DOAS. Many different quality criteria were taken into consideration, and the purpose of DOAJ requirements and DOAS requirements are different. The purposes are different, because DOAJ requirements are therefore, to meet the requirements for indexing to get accepted in DOAJ, and DOAS criteria are for self-assessment that can guide your further practices. And to avoid any confusion in this DOAS for journals, guide for journals, we actually mapped and we put a sign next to each DOAS requirement that is actually the same or similar as DOAJ requirements. We marked them all, and you can see when going through the list and analyzing the DOAS requirements, you can already see that you achieve this compliance with DOAJ at the same time when complying with DOAS. So I think it's easier to handle now. Okay, any questions, comments? If you have started using DOAS, or you plan to use DOAS, please inform us in DIAMAS so that we will know, and we can also organize additional webinars to present those use cases. I believe that those use cases are very useful to the community when you really face the real challenges. And
I did have one thing to ask. If the publishers could receive the answers that they provided after filling in the questionnaire, that would be very useful, because we get the graph, but not an overview of how they did on each item. So
they can, we will tell this to our colleagues developing the web application. They can always log in and see their previous assessments.
okay.
And probably try to print, but I guess that this is not user-friendly, so I will add a suggestion to the list of suggestions. Thank you very much for this. There is also a question from Maxim about DOAS seal, Diamond Quality Certificate. I'm referring to the fact that Andrea was mentioning a necessity to persuade the journals why they need to comply to DOAS. So this question was discussed on many sessions while developing DOAS, and we actually opted for no, not at this moment. Because you see the DOAJ, they are removing their seal. We don't really intend to establish ourselves as an authority, or DOAS as an authority to, mark journals and to gamify actually the activity of self-assessment. So we decided not to introduce a seal. However, we encourage governments, institutions, ministries, etc., evaluation bodies to consider including DOAS criteria in their evaluation systems, and then they can provide a seal based on this. But at this moment, we thought this would be a kind of counterproductive if we included a seal now. The aim is not to, make journals strive for a better score, but to actually consider how they can improve their practices. And also, we recommend those support centers to develop strategies, and we can also help with this, develop strategies how to explain the benefits of DOAS, and to explain that they are actually gaining a lot by aligning even without a seal. Thank you for the questions. Okay, we have 5 minutes left, but if there are no questions, we can conclude the session. So you still have some time to ask a question if you wish. The recording will be available in a few days, and the registered will get a notification. The presentations will also be available, so if you can please send them to me. And thank you for participating. We will have hopefully a couple of new conversation series events by the end of the project, and let's keep in touch after the project on the EDCH portal. You will hear more in the next webinars organized by DIAMAS about this. So thank you very much for participating, and have a nice day.